everyone, it's Char from Char's Fascination here today. That's a pocket for a pair of pants. This is part of the pocket. The other pocket's over there. As you all know, I have like a ton of this fabric. And I told you in the last video that I had already cut a pair out for making pants to go with the jacket. Now this would be a separate garment or be thought of as a second garment. Now if it was a whole garment, it would be more of a jumpsuit. And we don't want to do that with windbreaker material. But what you can do with this kind of material right here is make kind of a whimsical, fun kind of jogger suit or track suit out of this, in which over here in the drawer, I'll go get that. It is a very fun, and I'm gonna redo these pants anyway because I don't know, I want to redo these. Make them fit me better and switch out the drawstring. Now these are my previous made pair that I have made for me, and then I'm making the second pair for my friend Izzy, which will go with her jacket, in which y'all, like, I seriously have to make another windbreaker. I'll show you what earrings match the fabric. See this lovely native earring? That lovely native earring. Look at that, that matches that fabric, right? Yeah, it's with all the turquoise and, you know, because turquoise is blue. Same turquoise blue in here. So I have the other half of these pants over here getting ready to sew on the first half of this side of the pocket. Now where I am sewing these is I am attaching them, the straight cut, to the waistband. And now when you do that, or I should say to the side top where the waistband will go, and we do this for a specific reason, kind of holds the pocket better. Kind of like when you're making a skirt. So when you do that, you have it like that, and then you have the other side, and you obviously don't sew that shut when you're sewing the rest of this, and then voila, you have pants with pocket. So we shall bring this right over here. And I'm trying to make this video a little more fun, and I have this on my serger stitch for a specific reason. Even though this is a slick fabric, if you did a straight stitch with it, it is not going to hold. So hold on to your nuggets and let's sew away. Remember to back stitch, or what they call it on here is reverse. It's back stitching anyway. Yes, it is. So I'm actually going to try to make this a quicker video because I have things to do today. We'll be doing a cosmetics review hopefully today because it's supposed to have been delivered. We can hope. But okay, let me get this finished as we speak. Like I said, you know, let's try to keep ourselves busy. Just try to keep ourselves busy and occupied. We really need to do that. have one side of that. There's my scissors within reach. It's a good thing I have long arms. If I forget to grab something back off the table, all I have to do is reach. Let me get a drink of water. Okay, so as you can see, la la, yes, that lovely, lovely clean hemline. Yes, this is sheer. So I'm not going to put a lining under this because I want this super, super breathable. As such, it should be. This is something more spring, summer. Wear a pair of shorts underneath this. That's my recommendation with something like this. Wear a pair of shorts under it, a pair of the boy short undies. I make a lot of those. Don't be afraid to make your own undies. You can do it by hand. You can, I've done this before. Laugh at this. I have taken some hemp cording and weaved a pair of underpants. I didn't wear them. They did fit. Tried them on. It was kind of like, I don't know. Felt kind of beach wear. But you could do something like that. But like I said, you know, I'm going to attach the opposite pocket over here. And now, I've got the pocket sides on one side of the pair of pants. This was not the first side. This is the second side. And this, so now we can get this pinned together. I do have the waistbanding right, yeah. And so I'm going to take this back over here to the table. And so we're back here. I got permission from Just Ian, one of my most lovely favorite people on the YouTube. She is so funny. I have mailed her stuff before because I know she loves skincare. And I sent her some stuff from Sin City before. And she loved it. So anyway, I got her consent and permission to have her playing in the background while I do the rest of this video. So I had to take a little breather break for a moment, but I'm not worried about it. We're getting this done because this is fun, and it's even more fun now that we have Anne. Say hello, Anne. Say hello to Anne. In fact, go check out her channel because I am going to link her. You guys know I link some of my favorite peoples. I changed my pants to some really slippery material, some sateen. And I like listening to something while I'm sewing and making a video, and I don't always have everybody's permission to do that, so that's why I always ask. So let me get this situated. So now I started sewing the top of the pocket first. I like to make sure sometimes when I have the long pieces, have some material in your lap that'll cling to you. Cling to you temporarily. Don't need to have a cling on. So I'm just going to finish off this pocket. Yes, I'm making sure that you can see lovely Anne. She's hilarious. I mean, I've worn makeup before, but she's been kind of like, other than my friend Izzy, because I've known Izzy longer than I have Anne, but they're both really great inspirations for cosmetics and stuff. But you know, there's a whole plethora of people on YouTube that I speak to in the beauty community. My my friend isn't supposed to be back yet. I mean, that could have been a neighbor. Some weird things earlier today, like, I don't know. You guys know this house is haunted. It makes noises. It does. But, and I also turn the volume down. I will rewatch Anne's video because I love the stuff that she gets. Later, or two different videos than this one that I have to upload, is finally my Miss A Cosmetics. Oh my gosh, right? So let me get this side of the pant finished, pin the other side, finish that, and then we will come back to the waistbanding. And I'm not sure I'm going to put a drawstring in this, but I might. So we're back with the sides sewn up, both sides with the pocket. So I'm going to quick peek show you how that looks. It's clean, it's nice. I just like I said, I love how over the years I've gotten better at sewing something. And this is definitely gonna have a drawstring in it because Izzy's smaller. And that drawstring can go in here. Now, what I usually use for a typical drawstring is just a shoestring. Brand new out of the package, shoestring. It's really good to use. If you really think about it, what do we use for drawstrings in our hoodies anyway? A shoestring, right? So, let me get the inseam sewn up for this. So now I will show you this before I go and put on the waistbanding. These are super cute. These are actually cuter than the ones that I sewed for me, quite frankly. Even though the ones I sewed for me, I do like them. I think it would be a better aesthetic if I just change out the tie string in it, because I use some scrapped fabric. And yes, Izzy, I hope you're gonna love these. But oh, I'm sure she will. So the only thing I really have left to do on these is add the waistbanding and then trim up right here on the cuff. And now I'm rolling that cuff back. I know I didn't do that and then come back, but I'm rolling this cuff back. And what I'm doing is I'm just going like this and then roll it a second time, right? And then we shall bring her to the machine. Which is always fun, right? So put this on here. Oh, Anne always has some giveaways going on, right? And they're so wonderful. Yeah, you guys should check her out. Stay with her if you go over there. She is an amazing person. She has hurdled some obstacles in life like a lot of us do. And that's part of what, really makes her awesome. Now this part I could pretty much guide along pretty darn slow. Because of the type of fabric it is. Don't be afraid to work with different fabrics. Because that that's what helps you figure out, you know, like going further with your project. And remember to keep your not so dominant hand clear of this area when you're sewing. Now, I've accidentally caught my finger under this part right here and slam right on my finger, like just on the tip of my finger. Yeah, be careful when sewing. Accidents can happen. So I'm gonna finish this cup. We're gonna go ahead and pin on the waistband and sew that on. And here's something that can get annoying is when you find this third piece of thread in there. Right? That's annoying, but it can happen. I don't know why it happens, but it can. So always be very mindful of that because it can catch everything here and literally jam it. So I really don't think it matters the make model of your machine, newer or older. We always have that problem in this area of the machine for the bobbins. So yeah. Okay, now both leg cups are done. I will trim all this off of here. That could have been the part from the opposite side of that was trapped inside the machine. And that's very, very possible. So I like to make sure that when I'm doing this, I clean up like stray threads and stuff, but we'll do that as soon as we get that waistbanding pinned on. And what I usually do is, if I'm just going to be sitting here instead of going over to my table, I'll just sit here. Oh, Viv answered my question. So, yes. Thank you, Viv. So, yes, I guess I can do this. Now, what I need to do right now is, before I get to do that, I need to find the, oh gosh, I have zippers over here. That's not what I want. Sometimes I will, oh, there it is. Here it is. Here it is. I knew I had it. Ta-da! This is the drawstring for it. So what I'm going to do is, before I go to do anything else to sew this on, I need to make sure that this is exact. Because if I don't, then the drawstringing is not going to match up to the whole project, you know. And we don't want that to happen. We want the project to be like as simple as possible, because of the simple fact is sewing garments, unless you have like a super amount of experience, can get very, how can I say this, frustrating. If you're just a beginner, it can be very frustrating. Like I said, for me, I'm not really a beginner. I've been doing this for years. I've been doing sewing since I was a kid. And then he's a short-lived member of the 4-H group. And no, the people that raised me didn't let me finish what I started. So, you know what? I finish what I start so that I feel like I have succeeded in finishing my accomplishments. And I think we all like that feeling, like feeling like we finished our stuff. Let's see. I'd only need to trim it just a smidge. Just a smidge. Because I'm measuring this like from here to here. Maybe we don't. Did I trim that? I think I may have already trimmed it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put this, and this is how I do mine. Why is there a thread on there? There shouldn't be a thread on there. This is how I do. Weird. Since this goes in the back, we find the back piece, which is generally here, right? Or it would be here, but that's not how I'm going to do this one. What I like to do is equal this out, right? Then lay it inside what we will be using for the tubing for the drawstring. Now I have a choice here because I need this tubing to be a specific way. I can sew the ends and have a piece of the string come on either end. Now I can do that and then stitch this shut. There's a little catch to doing it that way, or just sew this shut right on the end with the drawstring inside and figure out which end I want it on, or just sew it at the end and slip it in, which might be a lot better. So let's do that. Something I am doing here is this is to actually hold your drawstring in place permanently. I don't know if a lot of people have thought about doing this. Is where you're going to put it opposed to where you attach your waistbanding. And since this is permanently in your waistbanding, so maybe a half an inch underneath where you have your drawstring. Not only will this enclose it, but then you don't have to worry about it falling this way. And then the other thing that you don't have to worry about doing is having to fumble with it just to push it through the tubing, and that can get annoying. So I will finish doing this and then we will attach it, sew it, be done with it finally, because I've been working on this thing all freaking day. And I want to go to bed soon. All right, but one of my ways to keep the needle from sewing into that drawstring is make sure that when you're sewing this down, you have the drawstring portion more on the right than on the left. That makes sense to me. That way it's held down. You don't have to worry about it slipping over on the left and catching under your needle. That makes sense, right? And now that I got that done, maybe I'll like get the point to that, because I have the drawstring right here instead of in the middle. And I did that on purpose because not everybody wants to like reach in the middle and just snatch it out. And then I would have had to sew two before sewing that on. And yeah, that makes sense, right? So we're going to go ahead. I'm not trying to be stringy. And now we will pin on this waistbanding. I'm still putting that piece of fabric in my lap. Two reasons. It's warm. This is warm. And I will still be sewing a shirt out of this. It's pre-cut. I like to pre-cut my projects before I do them and just have them ready to go on the machine. It makes everything so much easier. I'm starting to sound like I'm from Jersey. It does though. It makes everything so much easier to do your project. Now, I basically have these sewn forward. So this is the back. So we shall even this up. We did the first time. Okay. Here's the back, middle. Of course, it should be right there on that crease in order to have it pinned correctly here. So I'm going to get this pinned on. And now we are in the home stretch. Oh, gosh. Pinning this together, right? Oh. So the answer from Viv is you can use the same fabric as long as you make a different garment. And I'm down with this. So thank you, sweetie. Oh. Oh, yes. let's make sure that we have this back on the serger setting. Yes. It's like really dim right here. So let's not be dim about this and sew on the rest. It's almost midnight by the time I'm done sewing this. If it isn't midnight already. My friend fell asleep on the sofa, so it's like I went out there to get water. I found my dear friend asleep on the sofa, sitting up. I was like, you should go to bed, my friend. Such a sweet man. Such a sweet man. So, yes, I went out there to get my water, because, you know, you gotta have water. Always have water. Helps keep you going, flushes out impurities. Water is life. All those good things. Friend Kelly Paulson, she's cool, told me that where she works they're having to let people go, so let's hope that she can get something soon, because right now America's losing jobs in the new there were jobs. Now they're going. Bye-bye. So, I mean, it's kind of hard when you know, you've worked in a place for a while. And that's now not available. Happened after the 20th. You get my draft. For some reason my hand went like really warm. I don't know, maybe it's my arthritis. So I'm gonna finish sewing this on. And then I have a long night of editing all this together. After I'm done with this, I will see if I'm able to actually put it on my person and show it to you. If not, I'm not really worried about it, because I can just show them to you. Well, they'd be too short for me anyway. So let's get these finished, and then I will just show them to you because they're too short for me. Some fun, right? And now we are in the to-done zone. Aren't they cute? Those are cute. They are very cute. As you guys know, I roll the cuffs and hem them, so those are done. The only thing I really have to do with these is just snip off the extra threads hanging around. But look, that waistbanding, yes, that, and all the way around. That came out super clean. These are super light. They're super fun. We'll super go with that. Oh my gosh, this was a long sew. So I want everybody to stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. Yes, I know I'm doing this with my left hand, and I will see you for the next one, which might actually be this because I have it pre-cut. Won't that be fun? See you then.